Chapter 8, Civilizing the Native and Educating the Nation. In this chapter, we will be discussing, as we all know that the Britishers actually want to conquer the Indian territories. They came initially to do trade. Later, their interest changed to conquer the lands, to generate more revenue. They want to control the revenue of the country. They want to expand their business. They want to earn huge profits. Along with this, on the other hand, they started to believe that they have to take the responsibility to civilize the natives. They felt that the Indians are not civilized. They need to be civilized. They need to be trained properly according to the ideas of the West. So, what happened with the introduction of the English education to the Indians? How did the Indians react to this? This is the base point of this lesson. In this lesson, we will be dealing explicitly about what was India's traditional educational structure, how the Indian education system was there before the introduction of the English, what are the factors or the conditions that favored for the establishment of English education in our country, how did Rabindranath Tagore and Mahatma Gandhi react for the introduction of English education in our country. We will now see how the Britishers used to view the Indian education. It was a person in 1783 named William Jones who arrived to Calcutta, joined as a junior judge in the court which was started by the Britishers. He was a jurist. Along with being a jurist, he was also a linguist who was fond of different languages. He learned from Oxford Greek, Latin. He also knew French, English, Arabic from his friends, and Persian. After coming to India, he started to learn Sanskrit and grammar as well as poetry. So with this we can understand that he is a good learner. He observes many things. He knew the languages like Greek, Latin, French, English, Arabic, Persian, Sanskrit, grammar and poetry. With the favoritism towards Sanskrit, as he is understanding the language of Sanskrit, he started to learn what are the text subjects that are taught to the Indians in the Indian old colleges or schools. We would rather say they are the educational institutions, but not schools or colleges. We have old set of pathshalas, gurukulas, which were existing in the ancient days. So, he started to study about the subjects like law, philosophy, religion, politics, morality, arithmetic, medicine. So, after looking at all these subjects and studying them in detail, he started to understand that the Indian culture has attained its glory during the past but not now. So in order to capture the Indians' hearts, in order to know about India much, in order to enhance the Indians' dignity, at the same time, in order to understand India much clearer, we need to know about the past. So with this idea, he made some of his friends who had a similar view to join with him, like Henry Thomas and Colebrook, Nathaniel Hallett. So these three formed as a group with William Jones and formed the Asiatic Society. Asiatic Society also started to publish journals, Asiatic journals. So this group of people who formed and started to show interest towards the Indian art, Indian literature, Indian arithmetics, Indian religions, Indian customs, Indian traditions were branded as Orientalists, those who study about the Asian culture, Asian languages, Asian literatures. These people are called Orientalists by the Western communities. So, like this, William Jones established the first Asiatic Society in our country in Calcutta. Along with this, after having acquired knowledge about the subjects which are taught in our country during the olden days, during the ancient time, he told that glory of the Indian culture is in the past, not now. So for the Britishers have to become the guardians. Once they know what is the glory of Indians, then they will become the guardians. Once they become the guardians, after understanding what are Indians or what is their glory, then we can master over the Indians as we know what they are. It's very easy for us to tackle them. At the same time, we can also win the hearts of the natives. When you win the hearts of the natives, automatically you can command over them. So for this, they also propose to set up of institutions to spread the old ancient literature in various colleges. Here, a madrasa was set up with this initiative in 1781, and a Hindu college madrasa was set up at Calcutta in 1781. 10 years later, a Hindu college was set up at Benares in 1791. So from this we can understand here very clearly, Indians are not uneducated as the Britishers thought. Indians are not uncivilized as the Britishers thought. Indians are highly civilized, highly tolerant. At the same time, Indians also studied the subjects which are taught in the Western universities. That's what he understood, William Jones, after learning about the subjects which are taught here. The subjects which are discussed by Aristotle, the subjects which are discussed by Plato, the subjects which are discussed by the eminent people of the West were also discussed equally by the people in India, like law and philosophy, religion, morality, politics, arithmetic, medicine. All these make him to come to an opinion that there was glory in the past of the Indian culture, which means that now there is no glory after the arrival of the Britishers. Something happened to that. We need to revive the glory of the Indians. Then automatically the Britishers will become the guardians of that, which will make the Indians to support the Britishers. Later, the Britishers can become the masters. So what happened to this? Did the Britishers continue establishing colleges for the spreading of Oriental literature or not? How did the other Britishers react? What happened next?